Hey, how's it going? This is Raymond here in London. How do you like my pretty snazzy, tropical, sunny shirt that I got going for you? Well, we've actually had some sun, believe it or not, here in the UK. I think it lasted about one day, because looking at it now, it's back to normal. But there you are, there's grey days in the UK. However, here I am, I'm smiling. I did get a little bit of sun on here, so feeling pretty good. But just coming to you for a quick video. I've had the good fortune of basically tapping into some really cool resources, but effectively the inner circle of not just a very prosperous group of people, but a very empowering community of well-intentioned and like-minded people who are really looking to not only kind of connect with the dreams of their lives that they've been doing, but also to extend that beyond and change the world for a better place. Because after all, we don't have to look very far to see that basically what's been going on around us is it's morally, financially, spiritually, in many ways bankrupt. However, there are just masses of people and masses of populations of people around the world, be it around the Mediterranean, particularly in the Arab countries, the Arab Spring, but also down in Brazil. There's a lot of people who've been standing in Turkey. There's been people standing up, and then other places in Asia, people have been standing up and basically saying, look, enough is enough. This is not what our mission on the planet Earth is about. It's not about a select few basically having basically a stranglehold on how things are done and the decision making process, how things go forward, and power, and not to say that anybody to seize back power for us to then just replace that, and then we become the powerful in the way that we become like dictators. I'm saying no, spread the power around so that we have a little bit more of a I should say a lot more of a kind of an engagement in the life that we want. Now, enough of my soapbox banter here, but basically in connecting with people who online, because I'm an online entrepreneur, is extending through the technology and reaching across the world and connecting with these incredible people around the planet who are doing amazing things, not only empowering up their friends and family and themselves and their communities, but also particularly starting with themselves, empowering themselves. Some have gone on to develop amazing tools or systems or processes that one can do that help enable to leverage the technologies of the day, namely the internet. There's different techniques that one can follow and do that really, I mean, I have to say that just sweep aside all the crap and the garbage and the debris and the obstacles and that basically challenge us on a regular basis. That often, I mean, one of the key things obviously is what goes on up in our heads, and that we think that everything should be difficult when in fact it's actually designed to be quite simple. But we have a tendency to try and think, that'd be too easy, wouldn't it, if it wasn't without a challenge? And that's human nature, and that's kind of part of the journey. However, to get on a more practical level, and to make kind of this long story here short, I've been tapping into all vast wealth of toolkits in my toolbox that I've added to doing things in a particular way throughout my life, having been an offline entrepreneur, social entrepreneur, renewable energy sector to help eradicate poverty, namely in places like Africa, specifically Rwanda, and part of the redevelopment reconciliation since that atrocity of the genocide that happened there. But in being involved in communities there to help rebuild, giving them a wherewithal to just power themselves up with basic clean energy, but also to sweep away the levels of poverty, which then will, when you eradicate poverty, the thinking at least, and it seems to have shown itself to be a particular way, focuses good buy-in and traction on the ground, and a lot of interest in basically those kind of using what's already in place, these key kind of kernels and nuggets that basically already exist, that just continue to build up the capacity of the people that there who already have the kind of the know-how. They just don't necessarily have the means, or they're trying to redevelop because they've been completely just traumatized. Tapping into the resourcefulness of what is already existing within the area in situ, and also the knowledge that's there, and basically to re-engage what is already existing, that as a way to basically step away from what has been consistently causing a lot of the demise, a lot of the problems, and sadly the despair and atrocities, as I've said. And in doing that, you connect with amazing people, and I've had the good fortune recently to bring it back around is I've actually gotten online. The sad irony of that particular previous story is that the partnership fell apart pre the recession. A lot of the investment dried up because there was a fallout within the partnership, because there was a power struggle. There was kind of some of us weren't reading off the same page, and what the outcome and the goals were, which is basically, from my perspective, was to basically power up on the ground and get the project going, as opposed to just the other perspective was just line pockets. Unfortunately, when big money gets involved, there's obviously a need for big money return and all that kind of stuff, and so there was a bit of a falling out there, which sadly caused me to have to come home empty-handed and not much more than the people I was trying to help. So I know what it is to be down and out, and in that journey to redevelop myself and reconstruct, I got online, and I've contacted and I've connected with this incredible, empowering community, a kind of a leadership development factory, if you will, almost, a movement. That's my sign. I have to go off and get my knee looked at, because unfortunately I've torn something in it, so I'm going to have to tear off out of here pretty quickly. So I should use there's a bad pun. Sorry, hobble off and hopefully not tear anything further. And basically, recently I've been reaching into this toolkit that has been provided me, not only to personal development but actual practical tools, is the Facebook method. And the Facebook method there are many methods out there, but effectively the idea about the Facebook methods, in brackets, if you will, is to leverage not only the power of the internet, but specifically leveraging the reach and the power and the platform of Facebook, and similarly other social media like it, but specifically to Facebook, where you are increasing your reach. Therefore, you're broadcasting beyond one's immediate kind of potentially comfort zone, but one's immediate contact zone, and reaching way beyond one's boundaries that one normally would have by having more people see it, more people engage with it, more people like it, more people share it, and add value not only for themselves but elsewhere. And the value that has particularly has shown me how to do it. And I do have to say that when I tapped into the prosperity team, and I got inside the inner circle of the empowerment community and the network around me, is the tools are, unbelievably second to none, and effectively the various levels that one gets further into and evolves and gets further into and develops and taps in and continues to do it and actually takes massive action. The things that come back to you and come your way as a result of that taking massive action and deciding to go through and going through on that commitment and keeping focused is more and more practical tools, more and more engagement, more and more impact, more and more success and return on all that, and that kind of interaction, that dynamic flow, if you will, occurs in life. And as a result of simple tweaks of using a particular method to tap into what is one doing to promote one's business, oneself, one's website, one's whatever it is that one's cause, whatever it is one's trying to do, is unbelievable and incredibly enriching and very, very feel good. Very, very feel good. So that said, I can only highly urge, suggest, recommend, advise that you get in with me and the others of us in the inner circle, where we have this incredible array of tools and mechanisms, processes and systems to really kind of get ourselves uplifted into the business world of the modern day, online, and access these tools. It's just an abundant of bonuses, if you want to call them that, of these gold bars and nuggets just dropping off of value that anywhere else that I've looked at in trying to set up my business offline or even online, I have never encountered before like this until now. So click on that link below, or add your email, or connect or message me, or in any way, basically get involved, get connected, get in, join. Take it to the inner, get yourself into the inner circle so that you're actually within the community properly. The access of tools that you will have is second to none. It's first rate, top of the line, and forever evolving, growing, constantly being updated. And for the value that one has to outlay for the immensity of value in return is completely askew, because what's returned is immense. And also to add that this month, in less than 3 weeks, July 19th, 21st, in Denver, Colorado, there is a live event that Dave and Dave, co-founders of this empowered community, basically are throwing us a party, effectively, of a live event of coming together and constantly, every time they have these events, they're constantly launching new things, connecting with the community, making friends, tapping the network, promoting your business, promoting yourself, expanding yourself, stretching your mind to beyond the limits that you've had in place for far too long. And almost everybody I know, including myself, who've gone to these things, have had breakthroughs, just pop, left, right, and center. Have had their businesses just unfold and expand, in many cases, double and triply. Those people who are way beyond myself in these kinds of developments. We're talking from going for just a couple $100 a month, a couple $100 a week, then a couple thousand a week, and then a month, several thousand a month, then to 30, 40, 50, 60,000 a month. And I think now there's a couple people out there who in fact are making close to 6 figures monthly. And it's just growing and growing and growing, because basically the traction on the ground is immense, and the big names that have now gotten attracted to this really speaks volumes as to the caliber and the presence and the wherewithal of what this particular new bunch of effectively badass leaders have put together to share. I mean, you have to put your flag in the ground somewhere. I remember where I put my flag in the ground in various companies I got involved with offline and bricks and mortar businesses, and I wish to hell I'd never done that. They were not, they didn't have the distance, they didn't have the range, they didn't have the vision, they didn't have the wherewithal, they didn't have the community, the people that I was working alongside with, in any day, out there in regular life, the chances of us even becoming acquaintances, let alone friends, was probably zero, really, to be quite honest. Whereas I've made immense, volumes of friends now, people I know that if I got myself around the world and I found myself in a situation or I just even wanted to connect, they've got my back. They're willing to connect with me on a regular basis. We help each other out, even if we're in different parts of the world or different parts of kind of objectives and missions and teams, if you will. So I can't stress enough. I mean, the language constrains me by its very nature to describe the immensity and the massiveness of the value that has been added to my life and what I've seen it add to other people's lives. I can only say if I could reach across and through the screen to you and welcome you in and say come on through the door, and I do that now. Come on through, see you on the inside, join the inner circle, tap into the immense wealth of the opportunity for richness and growth and development and a changing of the world for the better. And it'd be great to see you there, and hanging out at the beaches of the world, or hanging out on the beautiful mountaintops of the world as well, or rafting down the amazing rivers of the world, or going on safaris, or checking out the Taj Mahal, or climbing the pyramids, or trekking through to Kathmandu, or all these things that people have done, doing homeschooling, supporting their causes, developing their communities, empowering the families, paying off their houses, buying a new car, putting the kids through school, supporting a health problem, helping out a family member in need. I mean, just, the list goes on, whatever your why is. I mean, here is an opportunity to just really meet that, your purpose in life, to connect to that, to tap in and to get on with it and live that life of your dreams and stop grinding away with the nightmare that's been sold us, which is just a lying pile of crap. And most people know it, but we're all just scared shitless to admit it, because if we did that, it would mean what? we'd have to get off the fence and do something about it, wouldn't he? Instead of just every time screaming for Fridays and wishing to hell the weekend would come, so we just dreading to come into Monday. What kind of existence is that? So on that note, it'd be great to be have you with me, with us. Join me, get into the inner circle, and we'll see you on the inside. Have a great day, and I gotta run. Adios. Bye.